Boxing Ego is back with another episode of The Roundup. Round 1. Devin Haney responds to Gervonta Davis, who constantly says Devin Haney is copying him. In a tweet, Gervonta Davis, aka Abdul Wahid, had this to say: "All them little ninjas want to be like me. I'm their biggest test, so they don't want to admit, but you can peep." So he's saying, study the clues. Gervonta Davis is saying, these dudes all want to be like me, and they know it's real with me, and they know I'm their biggest threat, so you can peep the energy. Devin Haney seen this, and he responded, saying, "All this BZ do is talk. I don't ever want to be a ussy like you, Devin Haney." So he's responding directly to a post that says, Tank says Shakur and Haney want to be like him. Hope we get the fights this year. Listen, the bad blood is real. Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis, will they fight? I don't see it happening next. I've already been on record saying that. Listen, I would love to be pleasantly surprised, but in this line of work, I deal with realities, and what I'm seeing, like, you got to look at it. For example, anytime it's this much commotion beforehand, that's not inking the deal. That is not writing up a contract. That is not negotiating. This is just simply online banter. So if a fight negotiations is starting like this, which is basically no negotiations, just back and forth from the fighters, then I'm not looking forward to that as being anything that inches us closer to the finish line of making the fight. That's what I've seen from boxing history, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. You either accept it, accept it and respect it, because you ain't gonna check it on my mama. So if you don't like it, then don't watch my channel. But the haters, they say, "Oh, Ego, come on, why you being like this?" But continue to watch every video that I produce. So it is what it is. God bless them. If Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis fight, I'll be there to cover it. But from what I'm seeing, this is just back and forth. The two don't like each other. Devin is, at 140, great performance versus Regis Prograis. Tank just got elevated to a full champion, and I did a video about it. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest. But until I see some actual traction and not just Twitter fingers and social media banter, I'm not sold. But I want to give you guys what both fighters are saying. No clickbait, no garbage, just straight to it. Round 2, fight. Shakur Stevenson. He entertains a fight. He's looking for his next dance partner. Listen, Shakur Stevenson, in his very last fight, he fought a game Edwin De Los Santos. De Los Santos had issues catching up to Shakur Stevenson and cornering him. Shakur Stevenson was also very mindful of the power and the reflex and the fast twitch muscle of Edwin De Los Santos. We made for a very lackluster fight. So the world needs to see how Shakur Stevenson is going to look. But the problem is, who is his comeback fight? As you guys know, Devin Haney moved up in weight to 140 pounds, looked spectacular there versus Regis Prograis. I was at the fight. Top Rank is prioritizing Lomachenko to get a Kambosos fight likely in Australia this year in 2024. And Shakur Stevenson has already ruled out an immediate rematch with Edwin De Los Santos. He said that Edwin De Los Santos, great fighter, great champion, and their paths could cross in the future. However, he's not looking for an immediate rematch. So it leaves Shakur Stevenson without a dance partner, and it looks like he's found one. He's calling for USA versus Mexico, meaning a fight between Emmanuel Navarrete and himself. The fan comment: if you do, you'll probably have to force the Navarrete fight since the WBO approved his super champion request. Shakur responds, "That would be fire, I'm with it." He then goes on to say, "I like fighting the fighters that's young and undefeated, accomplishing things in the sport like myself. Somebody tag Navarrete because I don't know his at. Let's make a big fight. USA versus Mexico. I'm not into taking the easy route. Let's get the WBC and the WBO involved. Champion." flex emoji. Now, one thing I got to correct Shakur Stevenson. He's saying that Emmanuel Navarrete is undefeated. He absolutely is not undefeated. I don't know why Shakur Stevenson thinks he is, but that was something that I had to correct, because he says, I like fighting the fighters that's young and undefeated, accomplishing things. You can say he's accomplishing things, but you can't say he's undefeated. Look at his box rec. Moving on, Shakur Stevenson then went to X and said, a fan says, Shakur Stevenson, you know dang well you finna cook, bruh. And Shakur responded, nobody who runs the whole fight could beat him. He gonna put too much pressure for that. A fan says, Puerto Rico and Mexico champ, you fool Puerto Rican for this fight. He says, I'm bloodline both regardless. My Puerto Rican fans gon' pop out. So that's what Shakur Stevenson is calling for. It's really kind of weird that Top Rank is still kind of babying Vasyl Lomachenko. Lomachenko arguably lost to Jermaine Ortiz, and Shakur Stevenson should be getting the Lomachenko fight. But if he can't get that, I guess this is one of the next best options, especially since he needs kind of a redeeming performance, somebody who is willing to like jump in there and try to push the action because of how his last fight was received. So it is what it is. Now stay tuned to the end of this video. We got some more rounds left. But first, a word from the channel's sponsor. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Round 3. Hey, Anthony Joshua. He's looking for a March opponent. He was pretty active last year in 2023. Eddie Hearn says a potential name for Anthony Joshua to fight is none other than former UFC fighter and champion heavyweight Francis Ngannou. Listen, there's a couple names being mentioned. Initially, it was supposed to be Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder that fought Joshua in March, but with him losing to Joseph Parker, many felt that the fight is in jeopardy. Not 100% like dead, but it's going to be harder to sell Wilder if he didn't beat a guy that Joshua beat, right, in Joseph Parker, and he's coming off of pretty much an abysmal performance where he didn't even throw that much. It's going to be hard to sell that fight. And you got to look at the investors in Saudi Arabia, and do they want to put up and shell up money for an event that is not as big as it could have been if both fighters won? So listen, my thoughts on the Ngannou fight, I actually like it. Ngannou, he last came over to boxing and fought against Tyson Fury, dropped Tyson Fury, and myself and the other people felt that Francis Ngannou actually defeated Tyson Fury. So with that in mind, he's earned another shot. Off of that performance with Tyson Fury, the WBC also seen fit to rank him as a heavyweight. So his performance must have been good if he's getting ranked off of one performance turning pro as a fighter. So Ngannou definitely has power. Now, Ngannou versus Joshua, different fight, because Ngannou is closer in size to Anthony Joshua. They both have power. You know, it'd be a weird freak show fight. I would actually like to see it. And Joshua, his performances have varied. So when he's losing to Usyk and when he got knocked out by Ruiz, things like that, that wasn't good for his brand. But he looked very sharp versus Otto Vailin. So if he puts a stamp with a win over a guy who arguably beat Tyson Fury in Ngannou, then him fighting the winner, be it Usyk, if Usyk wins a trilogy with Usyk, or even Tyson Fury fight, that would be big, because Joshua can then say, yo, this is the guy that arguably beat you when y'all fought, and I just beat him, right? Or if Ngannou wins, you know, that goes without saying, because he's not the lifelong boxer, And if he just came and disrupted boxing by arguably beating Tyson Fury and or beating Joshua, I mean, that would be a huge statement in and of itself for Ngannou. So I actually like it. 2024 should be some good things. And for the final round, I gotta say rest in peace to boxing manager Cameron Duncan. In his career, Cameron Duncan worked with 35 world champions and top names such as Terrence Bud Crawford, Brandon Lee, Jerron Boots Ennis, Timothy Bradley, I believe Jesse Vargas, and the list goes on and on. It was announced today that he has passed at age 67, so I want to send condolences to his family and friends, and that's how we're ending. So bad news to start a brand new year, but thank you for your service to the sport of boxing, boxing manager Cameron Duncan. For more wrap-ups like these, the roundup rounds, I give you all the rounds you need. Pause. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Best in the business, and it's not even close. Happy 2024.
The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation.